All right, so I hope the growing pains and the learning is getting to the more final stages because everything's like another $1,000 with this. But so the video that Matt posted, I actually was trying. Communication. I tried to like tell him like, I think the video, I know, should probably pull it, but it's good he posted it anyways. It's not like the information was wrong. It was just not. I just didn't know enough at the moment. Uh, Pretty much when just before he posted the video, I got off my ass and just got into the manual analog machine here, and I was like, I want to make sure that this is going to line up with this, and that's why I kind of bought this. When you look into the UCI method, there's a lot of contradictions. I actually read a manual for another brand, and they're saying the UCI method's great for homogeneous steel. Then they're like, you can test the hardness layer of steel, and then you're like, okay, like that's then they're like, yeah, you need a perfectly clean surface for UCI, and then, you can even sand it and make it nice and smooth. And then they sell different indenters based upon the pounds per. This is actually the lightest. This is like 2 pounds, I believe this one is. And they go up to like 11 pounds of force when you're applying it. And now I believe it's aspect. This is like the surface is around, they say, up to like 680 grit surface, like the grit. So this should be able to test on grittier surfaces. And the 11 pounds can test up like 150 grit or something. So that's what I believe the pounds per here is. Now, the other aspect is I don't know, and if anyone that owns those labs could tell me, I don't know if the 11-pound indenter could possibly test past some case hardnesses. That would be an interesting thing. If that is the case, then I would probably spend an extra $800 to get that as well, because putting these little divots in your bolt like I've already done, you'll see here in a little bit, but it's never good to penetrate the skin of your firearms. That's, you're introducing a kind of a failure point. So that's what I was kind of hoping that using the UCI method would keep me from doing that. It's a little bit of a sacrifice I'm going to have to pay to getting this information out there. So what we have here was the final arc of my understanding of some things, I hope. So when it came to this Ruger does not have a case hardness on it. So you can use this UCI machine and pretty much get the results that you would get with the. I think I got 26.1, and then I tested. I'll see on the screen right here with the analog machine. They came out to about the exact same. So that's I was feeling pretty good right there. And then I was thinking to myself, well, let's go ahead and get that Glock, because they must be using some kind of space alloy, because these damn things are up into they're up into 60. I was like, okay, that's hard. That's really hard. And what we did here is I put it on the UCI, on the old analog machine. Right there is the result, and I think, well, you'll see later. All I know, it's nowhere near this. It's going to be in the normal range. So yeah, the 10 or further, Glocks, whatever, amazingly Eminem inspired finishes is pretty hard. Actually, from my understanding, is most people say it's around 64 Rockwell. I usually don't get that hard, but yeah, the 59 is reset. So, around the 57, 59s. So it's a little softer than people think, maybe. So, that's kind of been the arc here. What we're going to do now is I'm going to run you through the BCGs through this machine here, the analog tester. Now, the numbers you're about to see will not be the actual official numbers, and we'll get to that at the end of this video. So, let's get testing. Alright, just a quick reminder that these could be the nominal scores. So we're starting with PSA. It's coming in at 39 for the bolt. PSA number 2, it's going to come in at 38. So let's go with the Colt number 1. The Colt's going to come in at 47, so quite a bit harder. Colt 2, it's going to come in at 47.5, so pretty consistent to each other. We're going to go now with the Aero Precision. This is the 9310. So it's going to come in at 48.55. So pretty close to what the Colt is. PSA on the carrier is going to come in at 34.05. PSA 2 is going to come in at 34.36. Move over to the Colt. Now the Colt's going to be coming in quite a bit harder than the PSA. Both these Colts carriers were tested, and one is a little bit harder than the other one. So there was more, like I said, more tests done off camera. And now we're going to move over to the to the Aero Precision. This is going to be the interesting result out of the batch. They do it a little differently. It's going to come in at beginning Rockwell scale here for Aero Precision. Alright, so this is the blackboard of knowledge, and we're going to keep it going strong. And today we got all of the results on here. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not the numbers I saw when you're doing the test live. Just like I've learned, like with this industry, it's either another $1,000 or you have to, if the surface radius is convex, right? The correction should be added to the HRC result depending on the diameter, the girth, and the hardness result. So as the hardness goes up, you add a little bit more. So that's why the numbers are different, and they've been adjusted for that. Yeah, that's a thing. And so let's go ahead. And I did look at the UCI. I tried to see if that principle applies to that, but I don't believe so. If you do know anything about that, comment below. So we're going to start with the cam pins. Now the cam pins for the UCI method, I kind of got some weird result on one of the Colt cam pins. Now just remember the Colt parts were bought from Apex Gun Parts used, so I can't guarantee 100% that those cam pins came with those BCGs. But we do have the official results for the analog test. PSA 1 came in at 33.1, PSA 2 came in at 35, and Colt number 1 came in at 41.05. The other came in at 46. Now, and I will say these tests were performed only one time. And the Aero Precision came in at 35. So each manufacturer coming in a bit softer than Colt. That's an interesting result there. So let's move over to Colt. The analog results on Colt number 1 is coming in at 48.5. Here's the Colt number 2 is coming in at 49. So they did a good job of matching those. I guess this is going to be your mil-spec hardness for Carpenter 158. On the carrier, this one came in at 50.5, and this one came in at 52. So a little bit difference there. So that's your official mil-spec carrier analog results. Now the case hardness on the UCI method coming in at around 54 to 55, so they did a pretty consistent job on those. Now I won't say that I don't, when I'm using this UCI tester, I do see an occasional 58, but this is what I see the majority of the time. Is this will be your nominal score testing with this tester. So you know, that's just the way it's working for right now. Let's move over to the analog of the PSA. The bolt came in at 41. Rockwell and the Rockwell PSA 1, PSA 2 came in at 40.5. So pretty well matched there, but quite a bit softer than Colt's result. The carriers came in on PSA at 35.05 and 35.36. See here again, coming in softer than your results from Colt. So that's an interesting thing there. The outliner on the PSA is going to be the case hardness on the carrier. One came in at 62.1. All right, so let's move over to 9310. This is the only one that has a different steel for the bolt. I purposely bought this. I could have bought the Carpenter, but I wanted to see if 9310 was harder. You know, when I bought that part from Aero Precision, they actually shipped it in the same box that you would have got a Carpenter steel from. But in that, they don't really say one thing on there besides what you're getting, like 9310, and I think the coating or the treatments are different. So they don't tell you if what performance aspects you're gonna get for your. Don't tell you anything. So what you do know is that you pay $30 more for it or $40, and that's how you know it's better. So that's why I guess we'll just do this test to get a little bit more information. Now, the bolt did come in at 50.05, so a little bit harder than you've seen on Colt. Not a lot harder, but a little bit. The weird part is they go a little bit different here at Aero Precision. They make their carriers in at 21.6. So that's usually around 20 is your beginning scale of Rockwell, or most of these machines are tuned. So 20 is going to be pretty much your beginning stages here. So they got it in around 21.6. So yeah, it's interesting that they do it a little bit different there. Now their case hardness came in at 60.06 and 59.22. Yeah, they do it a little different over there at Aero Precision. But I wished, they gave a little bit more information on what you're getting when you buy these parts, and maybe hopefully in the future they'll say a little bit more. So that's the official double results. We have the analog and the UCI method. So we have the ability to test for case hardness and actual part hardness. So that's kind of cool. I guess I'll be rebuilding the channel from here, and hopefully we'll keep at it. We'll maybe start to add knives, guns. Also, later on, I'm gonna keep. Mainly, I'm gonna definitely be testing like this Tula AK parts kit, and then test all the AKs, and I'm gonna put holes in everything. So watch that. So until next time, I'll see you then.